Hey, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, whichever reply. Whew, I can't get my words straight. Listen, I'm mixed up because I used the wrong link and I'm trying to get it right now. So I got to send the correct link to Apostle Graves. But good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, whichever applies to you, depending on when you're watching this and where you're watching this from. Give me just a minute to get the right link to Apostle Graves. Give me one moment and I'm going to get that to her. I got to log in and send it to her. Shoot. Give me a second, y'all. Ah. All right, one second, y'all. I messed up. Y'all give me one second. I messed up. Hold on, y'all. All right, I'm sorry. I tell you, it's always something. Okay. So Apostle should be on in just a moment. I just corrected my mistake. Tonight's going to be a great discussion. I want to welcome you to the Spiritual Life Center. And whether you're watching, and let me know where you're watching from. Let's get the comments on the screen here. Good evening, Rebecca. Hello there. Bless you. Tell us what city you're watching from, city and state. Type in the comments the city and state or country if you're watching from a different country. Let us know, and then we're going to get started. Give me a moment to share this in my groups. And whether you're watching on my Facebook page, the Spiritual Life Center's Facebook page, or whether you're watching on YouTube, I want to say welcome and thank you for being here. Okay, just let us know where you're watching from, if you will. Put the place that you're watching us from in the comments. Just let us know. Just if you're watching from Greensboro, just type Greensboro, North Carolina, Siler City, North Carolina, wherever you're watching from. Let us know. All right, Rebecca, we got someone on here watching us from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Thank you for being here, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. All right, anybody else? Tell us where you're watching from, and we're going to get started. Just kind of want to see where everybody's from. Something I don't normally do. Want to see where you are watching from. There's a couple of other people on here. Let us know what city and state you're watching from, or country if you're in a different country. Let us know. Okay. Oh, Canton, Ohio. Yes, Canton, Ohio. Yes, one of my favorite places to drive through. One of my favorite places for a reason. Because one of my favorite people lives in Canton, Ohio. Absolutely. Y'all know Ohio is my stomping ground. My daughter's in Cleveland, grandson's in Cleveland. I got a goddaughter in Akron, Ohio. And then I've got people in Toledo, Ohio. All around up there. Ohio it's like my second home. But thank you, Canton, Ohio. Anybody else? I don't think anybody else is going to speak. Okay. We're not going to make you speak. You know what? I just noticed Apostle's face has been in that position for a long time. I think she's frozen. Because that is that's an odd position for her to be in for so long. I think she was frozen. Now she's moving. Okay, you were frozen from the time you came on. You were
I
not
was.
moving.
Huh.
Yeah,
I was looking something up,
all right, we got
but
about 5 people on here now. Tell us where you're watching from, city and state. I'm gonna wait for a few more of you before we start. I want a few. Well, actually, I don't want to be rushing the apostle, so we're not gonna wait. If y'all don't say anything, it's okay because I've got somewhere I've got to get to before they close. Uh, so we thank you for being here. Uh, we were about a minute or two behind tonight because of guess who? Me. Me. Because I messed up. I sent Apostle Grace the wrong link. Well, I sent her the right link. I mean, she knew the right link. I logged into the wrong studio. I logged into the Sunday morning studio instead of the Wednesday night studio. Whatever. I did it. I did it again. Look, my hands disappearing. I'm a ghost. Okay. All right. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started tonight. Apostle Graves is with us, and she's talking about living while healing. This is going to be good. Y'all ready? Living while healing. And she's going to be talking about staying focused and in control of your purpose during the process. And I believe, Apostle knows why I'm saying this. I believe, well, we lost her. Okay, but anyway, I believe this hits home for her because she experienced something very recently. All right, she's back. Yeah, so I think this hits home for her because she experienced
yes.
something very recently, and whether she talks about it, that's up to her. But I know the greatest teachings that we can give and the greatest messages we can preach are the ones we lived, and that's kind of almost every Sunday when y'all hear me preaching. It's normally something that I went through that week. So, Apostle Grace, we're excited about tonight. Tell us about
I am.
living while healing. What is that all about? What does that mean? What does it mean to
Wow,
live while healing?
it's it's deep. Again, it is coming from my experiences over the years and what I experienced um, last week. And so it speaks high volume that I think that is very important that um, we talk on this subject. But it is about what we've been dealing with, healing from the expectation of identity, um, you know, healing with intention, living with intentions, um, you know, um, uh, to your dreams and goals, and just knowing how to navigate and move through that. And that's why we're going through the healing, why we're going through all the obstacle courses that triggers those moments of trauma and things that we've experienced in our life. And we're healing from that. So I think that this will be beneficial for us all. And if you looked at my Facebook page, I really got really deep because I wrote the post. I said, this is not just for us, but I say it's for every culture, every belief, every uh, would I say something? Every culture, every
I'm
belief,
about
every
to find it
religion,
right
every
now.
spiritual. Yeah. And I spoke, and even I even said, even if you're an alien from outer space, this this is for everybody. That whatever lifestyle that I believe is be beneficial because we all are spiritual beings living a human experience. Okay, and we're human and learning to live the spiritual life. So this, as I was saying, everything. If you looked at my video, kind of introducing it about we all are spiritual beings. We've learned how to live in a human realm on a religion level,
Mm.
but we have not encountered how to live spiritually in a human channel. And I want to come to where that's what spiritual spiritual school of learning is all about. Living from that spiritual realm, that subconscious, which is the spiritual realm. The subconscious is based on our humanist realm, where we've been taught, trained, learned. All the things that you know now comes from that humanist realm.
Mm.
Being taught by the Bible and people itself.
Yeah, the
And
Bible
so I
and
got my note.
culture and
Yeah,
family and religion.
culture. Yeah, exactly. Traditions. We live from that subconscious realm, which is that human realm, that reality realm in this matrix. Okay, and it has become. Can we turn that down a little bit? And we have learned to live from that aspect, but we have not learned to live from that conscious aspect, which is the conscious realm, that spiritual realm that teaches you all things are new and keeps you from judging those things that you're coming to learn and know and new, versus the subconscious makes you judge based off those belief thoughts.
So would
That's what
would you
makes us
say
so
this is
human.
so would you say this is somewhat about learning because you are a Libra, which you guys are the scale, the balance. So would you say this
Yeah.
is somewhat about balancing the spiritual and the natural?
Yes.
Because we are, like they said about Jesus. Well, the Bible doesn't say it, but our traditions say he was human and divine. So
Yes.
so learning to live from we got, like you said, we got the human part down pat, but we got to get the spiritual part.
Whereas, like I said, the subconscious is that humanist realm, and the spirit, the conscious, that third eye, or as you want to say, the portal lobe, is the spiritual side. And so, when the two becomes one, there's the balance. So you learn how to bring the two together. So you may inquire from the subconscious about the thing and study the thing and know the thing, but to learn something new without judgment about the same thing that you come to know and learn, but to learn it from a different perspective, a different realm, which is a higher conscious spiritual realm. So you can be very conscious of, we talk about, let's use, I use the example. Well, I'll use that example later, but I'm gonna go from this example. How we, help me, Holy Spirit, I had it because I was gonna go the other way and I meant to go this way. We live on autopilot, right?
Yeah.
So we are always going to habitually live from that dimension. Okay, and when something is inserted new, which is conscious, spiritual, who teach us all things, tell us all truth about all things, we can either escape and say, no, I don't want it, and go stay in that subconscious realm, or learn from the new perspective of our spiritual realm, which is the conscious realm. And then once you learn it and you get an understanding of it, you can bring the two together and live from both aspects. So
Yeah.
we learn about demonic spirits, right? From a belief system, but like biblical, subconscious, about demons and sin and all of that. And we learned from that realm. But we were told that this was demonic. To do that is demonic. To learn to be in that is demonic, right?
Everything.
And that's the subconscious that everything is demonic. Excuse me, sex is demonic. But understanding really sexual is a spiritual thing. It raises your level of frequency. And to learn that, but we can learn all these aspects. But what happens is the subconscious protect us from what we've come to know and experience. So to venture out and to learn something new or a different way, it can be very scary.
And you know what?
Okay.
I like something you said about, please don't lose your thought, but I'll lose mine too. So let me stop talking. So let me keep going. Okay, so I won't lose mine. Oh shoot. Wait a minute. You were talking about subconscious, and you were talking about, and I was thinking about how you talked about how everything, we identify everything as evil and everything as a spirit, and because we're living from that subconscious autopilot, it's hard to receive new things, right? So you brought up something very important. The job of our subconscious is to protect us. So it protects us from learning something new, or looking at something we already know from a new perspective. And because we've been religiousized, okay, what it'll do at times, going back to the demon things, in order to block it, it'll tell you that's demonic. Rebuke.
Yeah.
You need to resist that. Rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
Or
Because
what would they think?
From something new.
Yes. Or what would they think? What other people would think? We're going to that area too, because we live in our life based on those identity expectations. What would they think if I tried to indulge and learn and experience that? What would people think if they come to find out? Again, living from that protective subconscious level.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so where I'm saying, because even learning about what people have said about us or what we come to know about us, and when we're coming to now healing, learning who we really are,
Yeah.
okay, I'm really that selfish. Well, that's good, because that sets boundaries. Where somebody would say, "Oh, that is so selfish. You're so selfish. That's so demonic," and your subconscious would say, "What would they think about that if you just have those boundaries and don't do what they say you think you should do, based on that religion belief?" Don't be selfish. Help everybody. Be there for everybody. Be there when the church doors open. Don't neglect the gathering of the saints, and you decide I don't want to today, because you're learning boundaries about yourself. You're learning yourself and what people expect, what they come to expect to know about you and you yourself. The subconscious say, don't do that. They expect different from you. They expect you to show up.
Yes.
You expect yourself to show up. So show up. Whether you're saying, well, that's a boundary. I'm tired. I want to relax. I want to just have my day. And you just following that, because that's the conscious telling you, that spiritual side saying, well, you really do need to rest. So show up in spirit, sing your spirit over there, and just in the flesh, chill.
I think
To
you said
becoming
something
one.
so important. We need to understand that self-neglect is not spiritual.
It's not.
And we don't interpret it as self-neglect. We interpret it as obligation, my commitment.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to look out for you, and you got to rest when the body says rest. Reset when the body says reset.
Absolutely. And we do. So the idea for this subject is you're learning, you're healing. And from all the things and subjects that we talked about, you're now progressing in your healing. But what happens while we're healing, we think we have to heal first before we can do first.
Okay.
Well, I can't do that because I ain't healed from that. I can't be in a relationship because I ain't healed from that. I can't go and talk about my sex addiction because I ain't healed from that yet. At least I didn't think. But you're healing. So you're processing, you're learning from the healing. You're learning how to progress and process while you're healing. You're learning how to control while you're healing and doing your purpose. And if you stop, who's to say you'll live before you heal? Before you might die before you can get into a relationship. So you might as well go ahead and get in one right now while you can. Shoot, you know, anything possible. It's kind of like this. This is the analogy, and then we're going to go forward. I'll give you this analogy that can kind of stay in your portfolio to help you process to where we are going with this teaching on tonight. Let's say you broke your leg. You have a casket on your leg.
No, you don't have a casket. No, no. You have a cast, not a
A
casket.
cast.
Ooh.
My Jesus, Lord, I don't put y'all dead. Y'all leg is in the casket.
Ooh, Lord.
But you have a cast on your leg, right? However, you still got one good leg. You still have some limbs. You even have these things called crutches, okay, that assist you in the process of you healing in the cast. Do you stop walking because you got a broke leg? Oh, well, I'm just going to sit here and wait until I can't go to the bathroom because my leg is healing, so give me that pot. Or do you use the crutches knowing you have one good leg while the other one is healing, you progress to the bathroom?
Shadow Bahaya.
So the crutches is only the assistant to remind you, yes, you have a hurt leg, but I'm going to still assist you to progress to your future, to the bathroom. So you just don't stop walking just because you have a cast and a broken leg. But while that leg is healing, you're still able to move about, to go and do. You may not can't move fast or slow.
Come
You may
on.
have to take a relationship a little slow.
Come on. Come
Even
on.
with even with yourself, even with God. Praise
Come on.
God. Help me. Okay.
Come on.
You may have to progress a little slow,
But you still
but you
moving.
don't stop. You're still moving.
Woo.
You see. And that's what this is about.
Living while
Progressing,
healing.
living while you're healing. Progressing, moving forward, maybe slowly, but surely you're moving. You haven't stopped. You haven't allowed the hurt and the pain that you're healing from or the trauma that you're healing from to stop you from living your life.
Mm.
Now, once you heal while you're progressing and you're fully healed while you're living, you might find yourself, well, we can move forward a little bit more faster. I can move a little faster. Look, oh, my leg don't hurt anymore. I can feel that they just said come off in 2 weeks, and I can feel it that I'm progressing, I'm healing. Because now I'm not triggered as much.
Wow.
I don't get as frustrated as much. Because now the leg is not slowing me down as much, and the pain from it is
Yeah.
not slowing me down. It's there. I'm not ignoring that it's not there, and that one day it might just pop up. And I may have to digress and say, give me a minute, give me some time. I'll be back with you. But you're still progressing and you may have to take a rest. It's okay to do that. So I'm coming from that angle to where I want you all to know who's been on here, living while you're healing and staying focused and in control of your purpose during the process. In other words, let me tell y'all something, okay? So I do sparks and I walk, I do whatever. So I experienced a situation with my hip. Y'all know I got a hip replacement, da 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 da. I went bowling, I hurt myself, and I'm hurting, but I'm still working, but I can't move as much and continuously because, first of all, I don't know why I'm hurting. Until I find out why I'm hurting, come to the root of why I'm hurting, then I can't heal it. That's the first indication that you gotta know what you're healing, why you're healing from, and where's the pain coming from, and where it came from. Then you can progress in the healing, right? Because you can get the solution for that. So I went to the doctor and they stuck a needle in my leg, in my hip. And it hurt. And he tells me that I probably won't feel, he put a little band-aid on it to remind me, that's my little crutch. But in the process of my healing, I kept moving. I may have to move a little slower, go up the little stairs a little slower. I had some assistants to help me go up the stairs a little slower so that I won't, trigger it anymore. Hang with that. But I still kept moving because I knew I could. It wasn't there to stop me, but to slow me down, because pain is there to remind you to slow down so that you could heal. And to slow down, you're moving too fast. And so sometimes even in our relationship, even in education, whatever that might be, your financial, finances, you have to slow down.
So the pain is not there to stop you or to make you stop, but to remind you to slow down. Is that what I heard?
Yes. To remind you to slow down, that is there and you're still healing. So if that trigger comes up, it's only a tool to remind you that, you're still healing.
Okay.
Keep moving. Stay in control. Stay in control.
Okay.
Don't let a temporary didn't I hear that last week? Somebody tell me that, I ain't gonna name no name, but they said you're gonna make a decision to stop off a temporary situation. Temporary. We get in our emotions allow us to get into a place of making a long-term decision based off a temporary situation.
My God.
That was me. Somebody said that to me, and I was like, shoot. I told you, God, to be quiet, but now you want to speak to somebody that I respect. And they'll get to me. So I digress. But thank God we have people as our crutch to help us progress and keep going.
So that's the thing about I'm glad you said we have people as our crutch. So I was, because when you were saying that earlier about how just because your leg is broke, you don't stop, but you use the crutch to keep moving. You might have to move a little slower, but you use the crutch. You use it to learn how to walk again. Okay?
Yes.
So the crutch becomes our tool, right?
Yes.
So, like you said, with people, like in that situation, they were your tool to, just like the crutch, they became your tool to help you to move, to help you to learn to walk again.
Yes. It helps you to continue to navigate and learn how to navigate through all the situations because you're in control.
So
you don't allow your emotions.
The tool helps you to learn how to walk with the pain, to learn how to walk with the trauma, to learn how to keep going, even though you've got the pain and the trauma.
Yes. And it helps you stay focused. It helps you stay balanced. If you think about it, take the crutches away. It helps you stay balanced. It helps you not get frustrated that you can't get where you're going. It doesn't stop your situation. It helps you mobilize and keep you mobile so that you won't stop. And that's what you, I, and people are to us in a nutshell. Even though I told God, don't even talk to me right now. God said, that's all right. I got somebody else. I'm going to use them then. Since you don't want to hear my audible voice, I'll let you speak. I speak through him. And sometimes somebody said to me, we ain't going to say no names. I know you don't want to hear this. I said it has to do with God, Bible, anything else, Holy Spirit, or anybody called Jesus. No, I don't.
Y'all, she had an attitude with God last week. Y'all just don't know. She don't know that God saved her life because I already had it in my mind. I had sent her a text message. I said, let's set up a time for us to talk. But I was about to have a come to Jesus meeting with my friend Apostle Lisa Graves. I was going back to being her bishop and not her friend. I was telling Joshua today, I said I was Lisa's bishop before I was her friend.
I'm telling you.
I was going to lay you out in the name of Jesus.
Listen, and y'all, when he actually wrote that, I said, the devil, he is a liar.
You knew what I wanted, didn't you?
So I had two attackers. This one over here, and y'all were right there. Y'all make me sick.
but we weren't her attackers. You know what we was? We was her crutch. You was my her
yes
to help stabilize her, to help balance, balance her. And help her
those crutches, right here. Because the thing is, the crutches are there to stabilize you, to keep you mobile. I've been on crutches for years with this hip as a child growing up. So I kind of can get an understanding. And then after I came off the crutches, I did a something to my ankle, chipped the bone. So then they had to put a cast on my leg and cast on my y'all don't know. But I was telling him I've been in so much pain. I'm tired. If God can't keep me, nothing will. Forget it. And I know church building can't, so definitely forget it. But exactly right. And we could get so angry, so hurt all over again from those traumatic experiences that tenderly sometimes will come again because maybe we didn't learn anything. Maybe we didn't get it. And so we may have to experience it again. And we got to come to help myself understand, where did it come from? What did I do so that I can heal and fix the situation? In other words, reprogram my mind.
Yes.
Reprogram how I'm thinking and moving and navigating in my decisions. Okay. And so when I have to say, no, I can't do that, it's based off because I learned to say no due to my yeses causing me to experience some of those same issues that I was in that moment. So, and I had a lot of people coming to me, Lisa, we really want you. Well, they were really trying to help me to get to doing this thing, and I could get it, but I still had to say, I want to, but I can't. And I know, y'all, I'm a way maker. I'm a way out of no way maker. I learned now I can't always be a way maker out of maker, because sometimes that's hurting me.
Yes.
It can be hurting me on a financial level, spiritual level, relationship level, physical level, okay, and emotional, mental level. It can really be hurting me, even though we can find a way to get it done, get a way to go, and things are like that. But I'm finding out that's been my problem. I got to fix that. I got to sometimes say, Lisa, you can't go.
Yeah.
Even though you can make a way to go, you can make a way to do it. But that's what's the problem. So I had to, now that I found out the problem, I can fix it. And I've learned what the fixing was. For me, it's to say, this time was to say no and stay focused to my task at hand. Because it doesn't mean that I had to say no, that my no will always be a permanent, always no. Please understand that. I may have to say no this time, but I may have to say no the next time. I ain't going to always have to say no. I'm not going to always have to say I can't, or I can't do it this time. I ain't going to always have, I got to understand it's not a permanent thing. Okay. It's a thing that you have to approve and be still and continue to stay focused. So allow them to go, allow them to do, so that they're in that position to go and do, and give your great self grace that you can't at this time. Again, healing from identity expectations. Because everybody knows Lisa would make a way. But I had to make a way with my situation at hand. Okay. And so where we tend to take our focus off what's really important, essentially, we will start to focus our attention on something that we can wait and do the next time. And but yet we'll go and realize, we're in trouble. And then you got to try to find a way out of that situation that you neglected. Okay, so staying in control, staying focused, while you're in the process of healing. Okay, so we talked about all, I want to go through all this because we did. We talked about even like, let's talk about it. The healing from emotional pain, broken relationships, disappointments, rejections, grief, exhaustion, financial struggle, physical pain, or simply years of carrying too much alone. And while healing, life still continues. Responsibilities continues. People still expect things from you. Purpose still calls your name. So tonight question is, how do we heal without losing ourselves? How do we stay focused while healing? Okay. And so I do want you to kind of answer those questions, even if you have to. I want you to engage with me on tonight, because that lets me know that you're really thinking about these questions. How do we heal without losing? How do you heal how are you going to heal without losing yourself? And how do we stay focused while in hurting? As I say, I had to stay focused even while I was in pain with this hip situation. But now I'm moving now, y'all. I'm navigating now. But I still have to remember I'm still healing. So I can't move still too fast. I still can't move. I can't say, I'm out of this financial situation, so let me go take this big enormous trip. And you still ain't financially stable. So now you still take the little bit that you're making to go out of this big trip because now you took care of that situation. No. You still in the process of healing your finances. Okay. And so we can't allow anyone to navigate or yourself to get off focus of your anxiousness, to want to do things and be, move too fast. We can't be too anxious. You will frustrate yourself trying to anyway. Okay, so Psalms 147. He healeth, who healeth? You, God, the broken in heart, and bindeth up their wounds. God acknowledge wounds. Healing matters to God. Healing's got to matter to you.
Yeah.
And your friends and family must understand. Your co-workers, everybody. Healing matters to you. And they should want that for you as well. Okay, Isaiah 43:2. When thou passest through the waters, I would be with you. You'll be with you. Your friends, your family, yourself will be with you. Notice God never promised you would avoid difficult seasons, but okay, He promised His presence during those times, like this one.
Even if you don't want His presence.
Even when you don't want it, Forgetting those things which are behind you, I press towards what? The mark, my purpose, my plans, my goals, my dreams, my love. Ashe. I press towards it. Paul teaches us something powerful. Healing may slow you down, but purpose still requires movement. You can't survive without moving. You got to continue to live. You survive, you endure, and your soul is trying to restore itself. So guess what? You're learning all over again, and you're staying focused to that and that alone. I'm trying to give y'all some light. stop this.
You say
I get is it
you're
okay?
good. You're good.
So this is what this is about. Scars are evidence that something tried to break you, but you are still here. Think about that cast on your leg, reminding you, yeah, your leg broke, trying to break you down. Yeah, that situation that you got yourself in, trying to break you down. hmm But you're still here, and you got some assistance called a crutch,
Hmm.
and you got your purpose, your why to continue to live and move with all your being. I'm gonna get there, even if I have to do it like a turtle on him rules. I got a friend that says that this is my turtle with him rules. Okay, but the turtle get there to the other side, and sometimes people get on and assist the turtle to get to the other side. hmm Okay, so remember that. Allow people to assist you. Don't shut yourself out of their lives and their lives out of yours. Okay. Many people pause their whole life waiting to become fully healed. That's what I was talking about. We think, oh, you can't be in a relationship. I don't know why these people jump into a relationship and they ain't even healed.
Mm.
I don't know where I'm gonna be at in 2, 3, 4, 2, 6 months later. I don't know when I'm gonna finish healing.
That person might be your crutch. That might be your tool to help you
They
heal,
to help you heal.
or like you said,
Accepting,
to teach you how to walk while healing.
yes, while healing. My Lord, y'all,
That's
you
powerful.
see where that subconscious can make us live on a humanist realm in this beautiful matrix called Earth. This matrix is very magical. This world is very magical, as y'all want to call it, very miracle. Let's call
Or,
it
or very spiritual, very supernatural.
spiritual, supernatural.
Hmm.
And we can move
Ah,
our being in it, even while hurting, even while we're healing from that hurt. People say, "Well, Lisa, you was raped and you doing lift.
mm,
You're not scared." Well, if I let scared taunt me, I wouldn't go make no money.
mm,
Because Lyft and doing Uber ain't the only thing where that can happen again.
mm.
It can happen on my job. It can happen while I'm in the grocery. It can happen anytime. It can happen while I'm on a date. I mean, come on. So you can, if you allow your fears to stop you, you won't get to your purpose. And my purpose was my income to find another way right now. And I had to do it. I had to navigate. Did I forget? Actually, I used a tool called intuition now.
Yeah.
So powerful tool to
Yes.
know, does that feel right? And trust yourself. If it doesn't, to know your boundary, to say, not picking that one up, not going down that street, not going in them woods. Oh yeah. And also having the wisdom to know, don't you don't have to. I tell people, if you don't want to drive at night in the field, I call it, go to the airport. Airport is safe in regards to that. Their luggage has to be tested and checked before any weapons. So when they get in your car, they put their luggage in their back, and I already know you being checked to get through the monitors that you from the airport to where you're going. You cool. When he may be stronger than you, he can. Well, I have other devices too that assist. Okay, but just know that you have intuition, and that subconscious is there to help you with those intuition. But you gotta let that conscious realm also say to you, you're safe and you're okay, because sometimes we can be delusional. We can overthink and get so delusional,
Yeah.
and fear would cause you to overthink, and you
Yeah.
will not do your purpose. You
Mm,
will not do what you're called to do, because you're overanalyzing, you're over exaggerating. So allow the two to come one and work together.
mm.
Let them two work together. You trust me. Trust me, it's a joy. You all right? Okay. I just want to make sure you all right. I mean, y'all doing DoorDash and stuff can be very challenging. So many people pause their whole life waiting to become fully healed. But healing is not a waiting room
Wow.
where life stops.
Wow.
You can still grow, love, create, dream, learn, teach, build, and walk in purpose while healing. So healing is not where you just sit there and you just wait and wait and wait and wait. Let me tell you, healing, do y'all know, matter of fact,
Powerful.
whatever you're hurt from or experience is really the tool that you use to help heal yourself. So talking about it to people, getting on that stage, you have a thing with fear of being in front of
Yep.
people.
Yep.
Well, you don't have to be on the stage. Healing can start as just being on Facebook and not even showing your face, but you can still volubly hear your voice. Slow movement. Before you
Yeah.
know it, you on the stage.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're showing yourself on Facebook, talking to Gavin. Next thing you know, somebody done asked you to come and speak. You done forgot you had a scarcity of being on stage. And you get up there because maybe you had a bad trauma experience of being on stage. So you healed yourself just in moving in a certain
Yeah.
way and progressing in a certain way and staying focused in a certain way and guided and focused, right? So now you find yourself on stage and you be like, how did I get here? You taught yourself there. You created yourself there. You grew yourself there. You loved yourself there. You learned yourself there. You taught yourself there. You built yourself there. And you walked in purpose
Glory
to
to God.
get there. Ha!
Hallelujah. You
Y'all,
know,
I was one of those who did not want to be. I had a scary thing. I was a stutterer. Y'all hear me, right? No. They laughed and oh no. But look where I'm at on
mm,
stage.
wow.
And so sometimes walking your healing out and doing it
Yes.
is a form of also healing.
Healing while moving. It made me think about when Jesus healed the lepers. Um, it says that they were healed as they went.
There you go. Great scripture. Healing while you go. Healing while you do.
Mm,
Hi. Good
Kanda.
Lord.
Mm,
Y'all, if this ain't helping y'all, it was for
mm.
me then.
That's
Okay? It was
powerful.
for me, oh me. What are some ways people unknowingly stop living while healing? They allow interreactions, possible answers, isolation, fear, giving up on dreams, shutting down emotionally,
Mm,
losing motivation, avoiding people, feeling unworthy. Then say healing should never become adornment of your life, an abandonment of yourself. I'm sorry.
okay.
So these are things that we do unknowingly. We will make excuses, not understanding that you're doing it from a hurting place. That's hurting is keeping you moving forward. You isolate yourself so you won't get involved in a relationship. You won't go out. I don't want to get to the club. It's not for me. I don't want to go socialize. It's not. I don't go to those. That's just an excuse to keep you from being in relationship. I remember when I started at inner growth, and I've been hurt and so damaged, and I felt like let me just stay out of everybody's way so I won't do something stupid to make them hurt me. Because
Mm,
sometimes we'll think that we're the reason why they hurt us. I
mhm.
said, so they were having this big shindig, and my first time at that Wayne's big shindig that the church was having, and I'm sitting on the porch, everybody enjoying themselves, and I'm sitting right here thinking just like this. I ain't gonna hurt nobody, and I don't want to get hurt. Because if I hurt somebody, they're gonna turn around and hurt me, and I'll be the reason, the calluses that they blame why I'm hurting and why they hurt me. So let me just sit here confident and be a part, but not be a part.
Mm,
Not knowing, not knowing that I was abandoning myself of good relationship.
mm, 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 mm.
I was abandoning me from my purpose. That
Mm.
those relationships that helped catapult me to my purpose. Shame. That would be my crutches to help me to my purpose. So one lady came by, bless her heart, rest in peace. I'll have to say her name, Deborah McCoy. Beautiful woman. That was a beautiful psalmist. I wouldn't sing, I wouldn't dance, I wouldn't act, I wouldn't do anything. I barely would say and speak, hey, how you doing? Shame of my life, where it come and what I've done. Let me just stay out of the way. She
Mhm.
came and sat on that little porch. And first thing she said, because like again, I've learned. I've been in church all my life. But I had to be relearned because I let life teach me out here
Come on.
and forget what I've learned over here. And so she had to come and deprogram my mind to say, why are you over here sitting letting the devil be your playground? Where's the playground at? Up here in my subconscious. In my subconscious is where the devil playing with me and with all the thoughts and what I ain't and what I ain't and what I am and what I ain't. And so she gets to talking to me and she got to talking to me. Here God come again using her. And I said, God, I'm going to sit right here. I'm going to be a part, but I'm not going to be a part.
Mm.
And here before I knew it, she said, come on, let's go. She was my crutch. And she introduced me to the that I'm coming to know, even though you saw them, you've been there, but you really don't know them because you didn't allow them to know you and you didn't know your deal. I just go and come. She said, now you're going to start to meet and greet. And I tell you, these people are in my life today will tell you she's a big, they start calling me Little Lisa. And they still to this day call me, look at Little Lisa, who was so shy and so timid. Yeah, she's a big ball of fire. I don't know what to do with her now. Gotta, but they're
Indeed.
loving it.
Indeed.
They're loving seeing the process. They love see you can't stay in the shadow of your pain and suffering and your trauma. People got to see the process while you're healing. Man, I remember that happened to her, but she kept moving. And look where she at. People got to see your process of your healing. Because it becomes their testimony as it became your testimony.
Yes.
So isolation. Remember, when you find yourself isolating yourself, making excuses, it's either through that fear, no, you're trying to hide fear, you've given up on your dreams. No, I digress. I thought I wanted to do that, but that ain't what I really want to do. I don't think I really got stuff like that you be saying.
Mm.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You know you really want to do it. You know that's really what you want to do. But because you the fear of failing, or the fear of not getting there, the fear of being hurt or judged or made fun of, or whatever the case may be, that's causing you to not progress to do that dream or goal. Being feeling isolated from others, not supported, things like that. Nah, I thought I wanted to do that. Child, I'm good right here. No, you're not. Because you go home, y'all know in our secret we be crying. God, why? When you find yourself crying about something that you said that you ain't worried, you all right. No, you ain't all right. You really, that's your passion. Child. Oh, that's your purpose. You find yourself getting angry about something that you see somebody else doing that you know you wanted to do, and you getting angry because they doing it, and you think you can do it better than them, and you want to use that as an excuse to get on them, but you're really jealous because you know you're supposed to be doing it.
Wow.
And it ain't because you're better, it's because you're different. You're different. You would do it different. Your car would be different made, and you would make your car different. Okay? Oh, so many people already speaking on that subject. It's too many, now I lose women things going on. So I'm good. It's too many. That's an excuse. Living out of fear of talking yourself out of something that you know that you're called and purpose to do. And because you felt like nobody was there before and you messed up before, I'm good. Remember that, y'all, please, when you come to that question of yourself, and be aware consciously. Allow your subconscious to become unhidden by the conscious realm. Your conscious is the light, and it will shine on your subconscious. It would bring enlightenment to your subconscious, things that you're automatically doing without knowing that you're doing it. And the subconscious will say, you just, and it can always be somebody like a Jamel talking about some, you just going to shine a light consciously when you consciously aware.
Yeah.
You always make an excuse about that right there, but you get mad. Let your conscious shine light on your subconscious, that you're unawarely not aware that you're doing something that's hindering you living to your purpose.
Oh boy, this is so good.
Y'all,
I hate to bring this to a close.
Yes, this is it. I was going to say that. I will go into part two. Part two would be pain. Pain can distract the purpose. Okay. And and it can. It can take you off your rocket, baby. Stuff can happen, like it happened with me, take you off your rocket. So we'll go more into that how that feels like, and how we can undo that. Okay, we'll talk about that. So in the meantime, allow your subconscious, allow your consciousness to shine light on your subconscious, your spiritual realm, to shine light on your humanist realm to what is going on with you. Why do you make the decisions that you're making, and why you're saying things that you know in your heart? Like I was saying, I ain't coming to church no more. I ain't doing it no more. I don't want to do it now.
I didn't even tell it. I didn't tell the real thing that she telling it.
I'm not gonna do it no more. I'm tired. My body tired. My heart tired. My mind tired. Shoot, the Bible tired. I was just tired. I'm just tired of being tired.
Trust me.
I was done. I was done. I was like, don't, And so, again, being distracted from the pain and the suffering was, I'm always finding myself in a situation feeling I'm overcoming, and only to end back in that same situation trying to bail myself out again.
But you said something earlier that answered why that happens. Earlier, you told us it comes around again because it's still something we haven't learned. You told us that.
Yes. And so he was teaching me, and that Lisa, you got to learn to know when to say no, and know, you know, your budgeting, um, know where you are, how you can give. And I understand we always told to sacrifice in our giving, overindulge. I was talking about. It was so funny because I was listening to YouTube, and I think it was Roland Martin, and he was sharing about how these pastors go on here talking about that. Just if you don't sow a certain seed, God don't love you no more. He ain't gonna give you your blessing. We was programmed like that from the humanist realm. But spiritual says, God's spirit and conscious awareness say, God loves you whether you give anything or not. God gonna do for you whether you do for him or not.
That's right.
But it is very, very habitual learning and teaching that we live by. And we get scared that we will continue to live from that dimension. And understanding that we're abandoning ourselves, we're abandoning our financial obligation, we're abandoning, the church say I can't get married again because I've been married before. So you don't marry, and you've been proud of something you very much love.
And you stay in a marriage that you're
I'm
not
go
supposed to be in, that you're not happy in for those same reasons.
Same reasons.
Because of that inner program, and however you said it earlier.
Inner program from that human realm. Like I said, we're not living from the spiritual conscious realm. We're living from this subconscious human realm that we've been taught and trained to live by. And it's a habitual, automatic kind of thing, and we don't question it.
Come on.
But we always going to question something new. We always going to judge something new. And we always going to put somebody else in the forefront and feel like they're living your life for you. To say, what's going to happen if I do and if I don't? Let's take time to think and say, we'll leave the organization.
We got to go.
But however, we'll go into that. I love you so much, but we'll get into part 2. Remember, y'all, come back. Let us love on you. Okay? Yes. Don't isolate yourself. Just remember, make some comments. Let us know how have you unknowingly or now know where you have used these things unknowingly. Is it I have isolated myself. I have made excuses for myself. And you unknowingly didn't know it was because of the pain and hurt that you didn't want to experience again. Or and you're knowing you're still healing, y'all. Still healing. Love you.
Love you. Let us know how this helped you today. Share it. I think this was one of the greatest teachings so far, honestly. This was, man, very impactful. Thank you, Apostle, for sharing tonight. So, wow, just so impactful. Guys, I hope you got as much out of this as I did. And we love you. We'll see you next Wednesday at 7:30. We'll see you on Sunday at the Spiritual Life Center, 1519 Bartow Place.
I'll be there.
2:30 p.m. and Apostle Graves will be there.
And what's the funny part is, let me tell you this, the funny part is somebody had the nerve to inbox me and him talk about some church stuff, and here I go to be the first one.
They sure did. And you were the first one. Well, not the first one to reply, but
to respond to that text. So y'all,
all right,
it's never always out of us, okay?
Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody. We love you.